an eternity. It's like forever and a day. Because this is the day that wrestling like Hulkamania either lives forever or it's all downhill. Hogan is in the building. You damn right. Whose side is he on?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You are one good-sized person.
Thank you. Thank you.
One big man. What do I call you? Mr. Hogan?
Mr.
Your
Hogan.
Honor,
Mr.
sir?
Hogan will be fine, definitely.
I'm looking at the size of your arms. I don't believe this. I wish I had anything that big.
The greatest professional athlete in the world today. Look at this. He's can't believe it. Can't believe it. Oh, dropping a big leg. Over for the cover.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
So we didn't necessarily have time to give Hulk Hogan his just due yesterday. At the tail end of the show, we got the news, and we basically just gave you a news bulletin to close out Thursday edition of The Morning Rush. But as we start here on a Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics, we do need to mention the passing of the WWE Hall of Famer. Tommy, I didn't realize he was 6'7". Had no idea he was that big.
Global icon.
Yeah.
And someone, we have Sam Pittman joining us in the next hour of the show. Was it the Texas game last year? I'm trying to remember which game did he appear?
Yeah.
Came out of the north end zone and was there on the goal line. I was there and I sat on the east side. I believe it was the Texas game because I was sitting on the east side where the Hulkster made an appearance in Fayetteville. So I'm sure that the team had some interaction. I'll be interested to see what Sam Pittman could kind of tell us about that day as well. Plus, there's big breaking news with an executive order that affects college football. We'll be able to ask Coach this morning kind of his thoughts on that because that's kind of the big topic of the day here on a Football Friday, brought to you by QC Kinetics. When was the last time you you hopped out of bed and that knee or back wasn't screaming, wasn't barking at you a little bit? QC Kinetics can help get that stopped. Let me guess, in the back of your mind, maybe you think the pain will go away. I'll take another ibuprofen, and that'll relieve my pain. Or maybe your doctor's told you surgery, drugs, and downtime are the only way to cure the problem. QC Kinetics can show you modern medicine that can cure it. Your body can heal itself. I'm going to tell you more throughout the morning. 479-999. 1234 is the number for QC Kinetics. 999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
Well, you brought up the executive order, so we might as well get into it this morning.
It's interesting. These comments were made just this morning by Charlie Baker, the NCAA president, and he basically said, that while he appreciates the president's interest, in college athletics, if an executive order would come, and we didn't know it this morning, obviously, that it would drop this afternoon. But his focus and the NCAA's focus remains on congressional legislation, and that's just a really key point. I can't hammer home enough. And Greg Sank, I believe, has said some similar things, is that congressional legislation provides so much more of a permanent solution to college athletics. And an executive order, as I mentioned, comes with so many questions.
This is the opening drive.
So that was Ross Dellinger, who has covered college football for a number of years, does a great job with big topics like this. I think is he with Yahoo or Sports Illustrated? He's moved around a few times, I forget. But maybe you're just hopping in with us at 9:03 this morning here on a Football Friday. You have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe there's a little bit of what you've kind of read or you've listened to thus far. President Donald Trump signed an executive order yesterday calling it Saving College Sports. The bullet points are as follows, and I'm going to paraphrase, and I'm going to not dumb down, but just kind of, they're trying to basically protect women's and non-revenue sports. Mm-hmm. They're trying to eliminate pay-for-play, basically NIL collectives. They're trying to, again, push to get the value of scholarships and all the other money that colleges across the country are spending. But to Ross's point in that clip, and I think the question you and I asked before the show, and you might be one to answer this a little better, it's like, is this going to hold up? What is going to go against this? Like, is this just a...
Well, I mean, the first part of the order called for the preservation and expansion of opportunities for scholarships and collegiate athletic competition in women's and non-revenue sports. Is anyone against more opportunities in women's sports? I mean, and let's be honest. How many revenue sports are on most campuses? Arkansas has 3 that produce revenue. Softball's not. Did softball make money last year? I saw you put a chart out. But the point is, there's not many that make money.
I think it's just football, basketball,
but they're
baseball.
important. You want to have a school without a volleyball program someday? You want to have a school that doesn't have men's or women's golf?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's essentially, I think, the track and the path we're on, and this in some ways at least stakes out a claim that we need to protect things that Title IX have covered before. But most importantly, out of this, what I see is this is trying to get NIL back to what we thought NIL was going to be, but we all knew, wink, wink, it wasn't going to be that. It was going to be pay for play. If you boil all this down, and you tell me if I've interpreted this wrong, essentially this gets the, hey, you come here, we're going to give you NIL money just for attending our school. You don't have to do it. You don't have to show up. You don't have to do an ad for a business. You don't have to, because name, image, likeness was designed to do what? You to make money on your autograph, on your appearance, on you appearing, if you're a big enough star in your local market, for your local grocery store or car dealership or whatever, in their ad campaigns, signing autographs at their business on Sundays from 3 to 5. So and so is going to be there. That's not what it's turned out to be. We all know it's what we feared. Pay for play. Schools collect money up, and they hand money out for you to come to that school. With revenue sharing, and now this limit through the executive order, I think it gets us back to at least pointed in the right direction. I don't think it cures everything, but I think it gets us pointed in the right direction.
So how is this going to be enforced? Because you heard, again, the congressional and versus what this is, which is an executive order. And it's been a while since I've been in civics class or had any curriculum that I feel comfortable in discussing on a daily basis when we're discussing something like this. But I just is it one of those things you snap your fingers and then NIL collectives are eliminated? Is this a thought? Is this like you said, a transition in the right direction?
I don't have the answer to that, but here's the other thing that we need to also note in this. And this gets, I don't know if it's lost in the conversation because the conversation's really fresh, but part of the executive order directs the Secretary of Labor and the National Labor Relations Board. Unions, that's what, when you say National Labor Relations Board, I think unions, right? To clarify the status of student athletes in order to preserve non-revenue sports and the irreplaceable educational and development opportunities that college sports provide. Now, that sound like, I don't know, complete legalese, but at the same time, when you're telling me the Secretary of Labor and the National Labor Relations Board's involved, we're going to classify or somehow at least define what a student athlete's role is. Are you an employee or not? Are we headed that direction? That's another question I have out of this, because that doesn't spell it out there, but if it directs the Secretary of Labor to get involved and the National Labor Relations Board to get involved, maybe we can get some clarification for a while as to what the status of an athlete is. And it points out non-revenue sports, but I think even in football and men's basketball and to some degrees baseball, I think schools would like to know, what, is this, we're going to have employees here? Are we going to have 1099s? How is all of this going to work? And I think that's part of, the intent with all of this.
Well, if you've got some thoughts, you can jump in. Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963, like Sam in Fayetteville. I hope one of the unintended consequences of all this, that it doesn't hurt, eliminate women's sports. Again, it sounds like it's trying to bolster.
I think it's doing everything to protect women's sports.
We do. He says we do need to protect the non-revenue producing sports. So, again, Sam in Fayetteville, sounds like, at least from what I read this morning and what I read yesterday, that's one of the intended, not unintended, intended consequences.
Listen, our intent's not to get into politics, but let's not ignore the reality that Trump is polarizing. You feel one way or the other about him.
It's like the Dallas Cowboys.
Show of hands of who's indifferent. He's a take or leave guy. Let's just be honest. You either love him or you probably loathe him, right? Am I going too far? Is that accurate? I think I'm right. I think I'm right about that. I hope that the good that's intended for college athletics, and listen, I'm not going to pretend we know everything, that able to read through a synopsis of it. We now clearly understand something that happened yesterday afternoon But I hope the politics and people's preconceived notions about the president, good or bad, don't get involved in this. And then opportunity, because I got 2 daughters. One's grown. One's going to be college age in a few years. I don't want her opportunities limited.
Mm-hmm.
I want my son to have every opportunity, even though he inherited my athletic genes. I want him to have opportunities, but I want my daughter to as well. So anyone that's got the first paragraph of this was about protecting non-revenue sports and women's sports. And how many women's sports out there are revenue bearing? Not very many, and not very many play. Connecticut basketball, Tennessee basketball. There's not very many women's sports that I would say are revenue sports in college athletics. Mm-hmm. So it is important that softball exists, and there's an opportunity for young ladies to participate in that. Women's track, basketball. I mean, there's not very many women's sports that do produce revenue in most places, but they still need to have the opportunity. All right, that's your opening drive this morning, brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. They are not only an equal opportunity employer and looking for great people to join their team, but when you join their team, you're going to be part of the #1 provider of aggregates, asphalt, ready-mix concrete, rock, gravel, sand, you name it, they do it. Plus, they can help you with all of the needs you have at your construction site, whether it's planning, whether it's logistics, surveys, drone capabilities. It's all under one roof with one phone call. 479-587-3300, 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
One of the other things I want to kick around, we got our Fence Man Friday picks coming up in about 5 minutes, but one of the other things I wanted to kick around this morning as we get going here on a Football Friday, being that it is a football topic, North Carolina, according to Inside Carolina, is exploring the potential move from the ACC to the SEC. We've talked about Florida State. We've talked about Clemson. I think North Carolina's been mentioned. Obviously, I don't know if they're more viable now because of Bill Belichick, but they definitely have been in more headlines than everything else. Charlotte, home of the SEC network, obviously in North Carolina. You have some SEC alums in North Carolina. Is that a big enough?
In the ACC network out of that same building as well? I mean, I don't know. Just the SEC network being in that building isn't the reason you bring them in.
Well, the question I was getting to, is that a big enough market? Is that a big enough brand? Now, obviously, the basketball brand is one of the top 10, top 5, but basketball is not important, i.e. what we're watching with Kansas and everything play out. Is that a big enough football brand?
I mean, I think you already got that market. You think people in Charlotte, North Carolina aren't watching SEC football? I mean, and Charlotte's not the only market in the state of North Carolina. I don't think, who are you going to pair with them? I don't think the SEC is going to get into an odd number of schools. Mm-hmm. You're going to go to 17? I just, maybe I'm wrong, and there may be an announcement later today that goes completely opposite of what I'm getting. I don't think the SEC is looking at expansion right now. Because if, again, you bring in one more school or 2 more schools, is the rise in revenue enough that the slices of the pie for the existing 16 aren't diminished too much? We're not in a mode where, hey, we can afford to give up any money right now with $20.5 million moved to revenue sharing and scholarships. We're already cutting staff everywhere we look. Mm-hmm. What happened when Oklahoma and Texas came in, even in this last round? Temporarily, your share went down per year, not a lot, but a little bit until the TV contract's redone. I know there's provisions in the contract with ESPN that it can be renegotiated if the league does expand. But as a school like North Carolina, bring the revenue up enough that when you now divide by 17, or I would assume it would be 18 and someone else be involved, that it would make the slices of the pie at least equal.
And I don't think so. The pairing part that you brought up, I think, is also important. Texas and Oklahoma. I know Oklahoma State got screwed in this whole mess, but Texas and Oklahoma were ideal because you felt like they were, while they're 2 of the westernmost, they are part of
national football brands,
and they're part of your footprint. That doesn't feel out of place. North Carolina being kind of where it is on a map. I know it.
Well, it's part of your footprint. I mean,
South Carolina.
It's part of your footprint.
You think so?
Well, yeah, it's surrounded by the SEC.
That just doesn't feel like a southern state to me. Like Texas and
North
Oklahoma.
Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it feel like it to you? I feel like whether you like it or not, Oklahoma and Texas is a perfect fit. North Carolina doesn't feel like a perfect fit.
They were a perfect fit, not just for geography. Oklahoma and Texas are national
brand.
football brands. Mm-hmm. North Carolina is clearly a national basketball brand. But if that mattered, why has Kansas kind of been hanging out there? Nobody's, Kansas hasn't been courted by very many people. They're still in the Big 12 because that's you think they want to be, or that's the only place they could be, because they're not a national football brand. So whether we like it or not, basketball just doesn't bring enough revenue to the table to make sense for a league like the SEC to include somebody solely because of their basketball brand.
Yep. Well, we're talking all things football here on a Football Friday, brought to you by QC Connects. 36 days out till the Razorbacks play Alabama A&M. I know we'll be excited to pick some football games coming up. I also know we're excited to talk with our buddy Sean here in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Sean, the fence man. Sean, I know you just finished up Colton's parents' place in Gentry this week. Did everything get all squared away and settled?
If a customer doesn't call and say something's wrong, then I'm assuming we did a good job.
I'm sure you did.
My dad was telling me, Sean, that the neighbors were stepping out onto their front porch with envious glare staring at the newly erected fence. So it looked really, really good. I saw all the pictures. Appreciate the hard work.
Yes, yeah. My guys sent me all the pictures from being up there, and I looked the fence over, and, I physically go to your property, but look at the pictures, everything else. I mean, and I know your dad. I sat and talked to him for a while. He's a great man. I mean, he does amazing lures, and if he does quality work, himself. And so if there's something that went sideways that he didn't like, I know he would have called me, and I know I would have sent my crews back up there immediately, and we'd have fixed it. That's just the way we are.
Well, that's the name of the game, the Fence Man. We got our Fence Man Friday picks to get to. Baseball, a few MLB games this weekend, but let's listen to how we did last week. Tommy, who do you like to finish out and win the Open? I got Tony Finau.
I'm going to go with Rory McIlroy.
Spawn, is he in it? JJ Spawn? You know what? He's going to come back.
Royals are at Miami.
Royal.
I got the Royals going down and winning as well. What do you got, John? Do you like the Royals or you like the Marlins?
No, I like the Royals. Go Royals.
Red Sox are at the Cubs this weekend in Chicago and Wrigley, Tommy.
Red Sox.
I got the visiting team also taking down the Cubs in this one, Sean.
I'm with you guys. That's an easy pick.
St. Louis going to Arizona.
Cardinals, baby.
Cardinals.
Yeah. Yep, Cardinals. Cardinals all the way.
We did not get one ride last week.
Not one?
Not one. We got to bounce back this week.
It's the heat. The heat was getting to us.
Scotty Scheffler, I feel like, is a cop-out to pick during golf tournaments.
I tried to tell you, pick Scotty Scheffler.
I guess we, well, you didn't.
I didn't. I left it for Sean. I teed it up for Sean.
Well,
I told you, Sean, pick Scheffler.
Next time.
I know.
We'll pick the Americans during the Ryder Cup since he's a part of that team. All right, we will start with the Cardinals. They are taking on the Padres this weekend in Busch Stadium. Do they bounce back after last weekend?
I want to say Cardinals, so I'll go Padres. Okay. So I'm going to go Oppo Taco today.
I will be in St. Louis next weekend, so I'm gonna take the Cardinals in this one, Sean.
I'm also going the Cardinals. I think they'll come back and get it.
Okay. Atlanta, the Braves in Arlington this weekend to take on the Rangers in Globe Life. Tommy, who do we like? Like your old team, or we like the closer in proximity team?
I'll take the Braves.
Okay. Braves are bad. I'll take the Rangers in this one.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the Rangers.
Okay. Cleveland on the road in Kansas City. I'm gonna take the Royals to bounce back after last weekend.
I'll take the Guardians.
Yep, I'm gonna take Kansas City. They're close to home. They're gonna do good. They're gonna come out.
All right, last one, Chicago series. You got the White Sox hosting the Cubs. Tommy, do the White Sox take it? Now they got the Pope on their side.
Well, I
got to think about that.
Tell me more, Ty. Tell me more.
Well, he's a Bears
Cubs.
Fan. He's a White Sox fan.
Yeah.
He accepted a DeBear shirt at the Vatican the other day.
So I cannot, as a Cardinals fan, you cannot pick the Cubs. So I'll go with the White Sox.
Okay. I'm going to take it's weird saying visiting teams considering it's in Chicago, but I'll take the Cubs in this one.
I guess the Cubs won last weekend. They must be on a roll. I'm gonna stay with the Cubs.
Okay. Well, I think it's
lovable losers.
I think it's the Subway Series with the Mets in New York, the Angels and Dodgers. I do think it's very unique when you have two franchises playing in the same town, whether it's baseball or anything else.
Yeah. Well, we'll send you up there. We'll send you to South Chicago, and you can take in a series over there.
I said unique. I didn't say captivating, Chicago. As in that I have to go there or anything else. But it is cool. That is something that is. I guess you have it to a certain degree with Arkansas and Arkansas State playing in Little Rock.
All right, another thing that's cool is the Fence Man AR. Sean, I know you've worked hard on getting your website where people can see your work, but engage with you, fill out a contact form to get a free quote as well. TheFencemanAR.com is the spot.
That is the spot. Go out on our website. We try to update it with a lot of new projects that we've done. And, of course, there are still some good old projects we put on there that have been really good and stand out, in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas. But, yeah, we've got just about everything we do on there. And, again, it goes from, simple gate repair, fence repair, put you in a full, privacy fence. We can do commercial access control, residential access control. I mean, we're a full-service fence company. If you need a perimeter put around your house and this has something to do with fencing, yeah, give us a call. We'd love to, or go to our website and see what we've done, and give us a chance to come out and get you a free estimate and see if we can build you an amazing fence.
All right, TheFencemanAR.com. Sean, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys. Have a great one.
All right, the Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
All right, we got our hog update coming up. Sam Pittman is going to join us at the top of the 10 o'clock hour. So if you got a question for Coach, you can send those in. Jalen Williams, Isaiah Joe, back in Arkansas yesterday. Really cool scene in downtown Fort Smith. We'll get to that coming up as we continue on a Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sportsbook in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new Ultra Matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
You seem like you got a good job, man. Kind of step it up a little bit.
This is the Morning Rush.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission's simple: improve the quality of life in our communities. We've expanded to several non-member areas to help new communities. If you live in areas near Altus, Branch, Coxville, Mountainburg, Murray, Spur, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect may be available to you right now. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect will continue opening new areas throughout 2025.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Like life, vacations don't always go as planned. If your summer getaway turned into a summer towaway, don't hire an attorney you don't know from a state you'll never go back to. Hire me, Jackie Mock. I'm licensed in Arkansas and Oklahoma, but I can process wreck checks no matter where you crashed. Call 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, a wreck check sounds nice.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right cover.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
At the screen, you have to protect yourself.
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Summer is here, and Gelco Outdoors has the outdoor gear for you. Hiking boots by Salomon, running shoes by Under Armour, fishing shoes by Extra Tough and Under Armour, dry fit fishing and outdoor clothing by AFCO, Ariat, Drake, Hook, and Under Armour. Take advantage of the hot summer deals on summer clothing with buy one, get the second at 50% off. See store for details. For all your summer fishing, Gelco has the gear. Hunters, get ready for bow season. Gelco Outdoors, your one-stop summer store. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
A lot of life can happen between sips of Dasani. You know, the life moments, big and small, that are worth getting thirsty for. Like organizing a family movie night under the stars. Or hearing an old favorite song and having an impromptu dance party. Or finding a new dinner recipe that the whole family loves. The crisp, clean taste of Dasani was made for all of life's thirst-worthy moments. Dasani, because life happens between sips.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
7 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, Woo Big Suey. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
It's truly a blessing. It's one that, you can't take for granted. And being able to come back here, come back home to Fort Smith and be able to give back to the people that supported us, made us the people we are, the players that we are today, it just makes me so grateful. I feel like I can speak for both of us when I say that. Something that we're going to cherish for the rest of our lives.
It's amazing. It's super amazing. Of course, as soon as I heard the idea of a parade, I was ready. I was ready to do it. And I think it was amazing to do it in OKC, of course, but it feels better to do it here just because these are our people. These are the people that we grew up around.
So do they have, Tommy, a bunch of copies of the Larry O'Brien trophy? Because Jalen and Isaiah had one last night, and I didn't know if that was the actual one or if there's replicas or whatever.
Yeah, there's more than one.
Okay, that's what I thought, but wasn't for sure. So Jalen Williams and Isaiah Joe were in town last night for the Thunder Fort. I thought one of the unique thing was, and they kind of had security and people around the two vehicles that they were in, but like the OKC one, like most franchise parades, NFL, NBA, MLB, like there's several feet yards between the cars, the vehicles, but like they're going up and giving Jalen high fives and Isaiah high fives. Like for all the kids that got a chance to go last night, they'll remember that the rest of their lives.
So how was the crowd? You went. It was hot.
Big.
I saw some pictures from TV people were there. I mean, it looked like a very good crowd for something that occurred on a weeknight, on a Thursday night. I mean,
it was Raptor.
It was hot. It was 6:30. It was still hot.
And you think about, like, there's people that came down from Northwest Arkansas, came up from Central Arkansas, came over from Oklahoma. I was very impressed with the amount of people that showed up last night, because I went at the beginning and kind of got some videos and pictures and other stuff that were sent to me during it. So I was thoroughly encouraged for the amount of people that showed up for two guys that could not be more proud to be Northside Grizzlies, Kimmons Raiders, and Arkansas Razorbacks. I was just happy for those two.
That's good. We don't know a lot about championship parades around here, so I'm glad we acted right. So
it was cool situation last night. Sam Pittman coming up with us in about 30 minutes.
Could it be easier? I just said that. I don't think so. I think it's an outstanding schedule. With that, everybody, that gives the University of Arkansas one hell of an opportunity. That's what it does. And we've got a good football team too. They have to play Arkansas too now.
I was reading a piece from Danny West of Hog Sports. I didn't realize Arkansas is the only team the last 3 years that has started the SEC on the road. I know that Eli Drinkwitz gave Mark Womack some credit, who basically decides the schedules for the Southeastern Conferences, or the Southeastern Conference football. In 34 years, it's the 20th time you've started on the road in SEC play. And then you also have to play Memphis, Notre Dame.
20 out of 34 you've been on the road?
And we always do like
that. But that also means you're at home more later. So, I mean, there's always a flip side to that, but that does seem a little slightly unbalanced. I'll put it that, slightly unbalanced.
And you talked about if you moved to 9 games, you don't like the idea of like 4 home games versus 5 road games some years. So something that you'd have to deal with, and I know is quite annoying. But yeah, Coach is going to join us in about 30 minutes. We're 36 days out from Arkansas football, so it's going to be here before you know it. All right, that is your Hog Update here on a Football Friday. Hog Update, always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
All right, so we're going to ask Coach about the team, because I know a lot of you are still trying to familiarize yourself with the roster, who's playing what. I mean, you know Talon, you know Zaven, you know Cam, but you don't know necessarily a lot of the other guys. So we'll get more some updates from Coach on his team coming up in just a bit. And a guy that's got a good team is our buddy Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources. Larry, you've had guys working there for decade, 2 decades, man. What can you tell us about your team, and not just in Fort Smith, but also in Springdale as well?
Well, first off, I can tell you that makes me feel like the old man, in every situation, and that's true. But we do have just terrific teammates, people that have been with us for decades, and they care about the quality of their work, and they like work. They like helping people take care of their automotive needs, and that really is the key. I mean, our people want to help you. All you got to do is reach out. If you've got anything going on with your car and you might need repairs or maintenance, we can take care of that. If you'd like to trade, we can certainly take care of that. If you've got a car to sell, we'd like to take care of that. Anything that comes up, even if you're working on the insurance claim and you just need some book values, or you're selling a car to your brother-in-law, we can help with all that, and we'd love a chance to take care of you at Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Big things going on this weekend. This is the last weekend of the summer sales drive, and we're making a big push. We've got specials out there. Watch our weekly specials on Facebook. There's some cars there where you can save up to almost $6,000 on some of those. Just a terrific time to come in, look at a big summer inventory of premium pre-owned vehicles, road-ready certified with warranty, at big discount prices at both lots, including the new Mitsubishis up in Springdale. So lots of great things going on. It's going to be a big weekend. Come on out and see us this weekend, folks. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale, or check us out online, rathauto.com.
It's got a great team at both locations. I guess we could even include David in on that mix as well. We'll
I've been working on that one for a while.
Yeah. All your life. All your life. All his
life, for sure.
All right, Larry, have a good rest of your weekend, man, and good luck with the rest of the summer sales drive.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one. Folks, come to see us.
What'd you say, 36 days till football?
36 days.
And I know we'll have NFL preseason games coming soon. We've still got Major League Baseball going on. Get the Oakland Sports app. As a new customer, you sign up, earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. Once you deposit, you're automatically enrolled in that promotion. Plus, check out the 10% profit boost for new and existing customers on qualifying 3-leg parlays. They got futures, outright winners, spreads, and totals all for football season. And depositing and withdrawing funds has never been easier than it is right now with Oaklawn Sports. Bet with the brand you trust anywhere in Arkansas. Bet with Oaklawn Sports.
Morning Rush Daily Question when we come back as we continue on a Football Friday.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
Hey, Coach Tom Murphy. Thanks for the kind words about Bob.
Love it.
In honor of him, I've got a 3-part question.
Oh, great.
This is the Morning Rush. The Hit That Line Now app fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app fueled by Taco Bell. For free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
The summer sales drive continues at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, save up to $6,000 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle, reconditioned and backed by a limited warranty. We've got you covered for your service needs as well, with half-off brakes and special financing available for those larger repairs. With our live market painless pricing and non-commissioned sales staff, we're committed to taking the hassle out of buying a quality pre-owned vehicle in the River Valley. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Summer is here, and Jelco Outdoors has the outdoor gear for you. Hiking boots by Salomon, running shoes by Under Armour, fishing shoes by Extra Tough and Under Armour, dry fit fishing and outdoor clothing by APCO, Ariat, Drake, Hook, and Under Armour. Take advantage of the hot summer deals on summer clothing with buy one, get the second at 50% off. See store for details. For all your summer fishing, Jelco has the gear. Hunters, get ready for bow season. Jelco Outdoors, your one-stop summer store, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has raked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Avoid the door knockers and storm chasers. We are local and we will be here long after the storm chasers are gone.
Check out PatriotBrothersRoofing.com or call 479-652-9479.
Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
The difference between an average morning and a Hardee's morning is hearty goodness that lasts till lunchtime. Like Hardee's smoked sausage biscuit. Split Hillshire Farm smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. And our Frisco breakfast sandwich with cherrywood smoked bacon or ham on toasted sourdough. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
Yeah, yesterday the world lost a iconic figure, a global brand in Hulk Hogan. Think what you will about wrestling. It's entertainment, and there was no bigger brand in wrestling history than the Hulkster, Hulk Hogan. If you're of a certain age, you probably have a Hulk Hogan memory. And that's the Morning Rush Daily Question. You guys may be too young to really have a Hulk Hogan memory. When he entered an arena, it was a spectacle. And, one of my favorite memories was the Eye of the Tiger and Hulk Hogan entering any venue.
Is Hulkamania.
Hulkamania. And when you heard that, you knew what was getting ready to happen. Well, at the end of the day,
we all recognize it was just entertainment, but he was the ultimate entertainer. In that particular piece of audio we played, it came when the Iron Sheik was the opponent that night. That was at a time where the Americans in Russia and the Americans didn't like each other a whole lot. You know, you had the Cold War, you had all these things going on, so it fit into our society. But I propose, if you're of an age, guys, you guys are, 30 and 26? You probably don't get it the way someone that's 45 to 60 gets it. They grew up with this as part. Maybe if you're in your late 30s.
Yeah.
But do you have a Hulk Hogan memory? Because this guy was one of the bigger brands in sports and in entertainment that's happened in my lifetime.
My Hulk Hogan memory is him being at the Razorback game last year.
All right.
And that's the extent. I'd rather tell you the truth or lie.
You're of a certain age that Hulk Hogan didn't have any bearing on your childhood.
That's what Scott brings
up. Did you watch wrestling as a kid?
No, I did text SmackDown yesterday because I know how significant.
Probably a hard day for him.
Yeah, it was. For those who don't know, Matt Jenkins, who used to work here, big WWE, big wrestling fan, loves Hulk Hogan, and I know how significant that loss was for him, and like you said, for a lot of our. But I'm not going to lie to our audience.
There's no WrestleMania without Hulk Hogan. You said this earlier during the break. There's no Dwayne The Rock Johnson without Hulk Hogan.
Him, Ric Flair. I mean, I was just reading some of the tributes to him.
Now, when I was 8 or 9, you would never convince me that stuff was fake. But once you embrace and understand, hey, this stuff's just for entertainment, and it's the drama. It's just a male soap opera. He was the star of the show, and was for years. What's your favorite Hulk Hogan memory? I know a bunch of you out there that are my age group probably have one as a kid. What is it? You can text us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Hog Wild says when Hulk Hogan was betrayed by Paul Mr. Wonderful, how do you say that last name? Orndorff?
Yeah.
Orndorff, early days of WWF.
Yep.
That is his memory.
WWF came down. I remember when I was a kid, we'd watch the Von Erichs from Tarrant County, Texas. They'd have it every Saturday night. You could watch wrestling from the Metroplex. And we were Von Erich fans. And then those two kind of feuded with each other, and then but Hulk Hogan's what really brought the ratings and brought the numbers to where it became a multi-billion-dollar business. He made Vince McMahon a gazillionaire.
Tanner texting in here out of Mississippi. His memory is him as Mr. Nanny with Sherman Hemsley.
Okay,
do you know that?
No, I don't remember that, but I'm sure that the movie Mr. Nanny. I remember the movie, but that's not top of my list.
JT says when Hulk Hogan turned heel and joined NWO, almost the entire country talked about that. Hogan being bad, that was unreal.
I don't know, somewhere along, like when I discovered girls, I quit watching wrestling, but from about
watch?
8 to about 13.
Charlie's Angels? What do you watch? Or do you you say when you discovered girls?
Well, I mean, you just quit making wrestling part of your, weekly schedule or whatever. When I was a kid, man, 7, 8, 9 years old, man, it's every Saturday night we were watching wrestling. That's what went on at my house. Hold
on, I just want to make sure, because you discovered girls, you had.
I don't know. When you get to a certain age, you just move on to something else.
You toss childish things aside.
Has Dylan moved on from video games because he discovered girls yet?
No, but there's neither of you either. So.
I don't play video games anymore. My dad asked me about that the other day. It's like, I haven't played since junior, senior year.
Chris in Siloam brings up one that do you remember Andre the Giant? Does that name ring a bell with you?
Yeah, he's what's his face in Princess Bride.
And just a first guy. I mean, I don't know how tall was he? 6'8", 6'10".
He could pound
500-pound guy, and the Hulkster body slammed him. That was one of the iconic moments from Hulk Hogan's.
Apparently, he could drink more than Wade Boggs.
Yeah.
It was the deal about him. Let's see. Again, these are memories you're going to have to recount because I don't know any of these. Brandon and
some of them I don't know. It was,
Rocky 3. You remember him in Rocky 3?
Yeah.
Had Stallone, Hogan, Mr. T. It was a star-studded lineup.
Yes, it was.
What's Thunder Lips?
That's from Rocky 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guess that's a scene. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you got another one, you can call or text us, like Tommy said.
Hogan and Nature Boy. Ric Flair, Mean Gene Okerman was the TV announcer. He was the one that would do the interviews. He was great and ham it up. He was kind of like Howard Cosell with those guys. He would add to it and stir the pot. But the Nature Boy, Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan going at it. Yeah.
Apparently,
that's a good one, JT.
Well, I'm curious because
Mean Gene Okerlund.
Sam Pittman's closer to your age than he is mine. He had apparently him and KP were talking about this yesterday, so I'm curious. We've gotten a few memories thus far. I'm curious if he's got one or two of them with us this morning.
All right, keep those coming in. Sam Pittman coming up in about 12 minutes or so. That's your Morning Rush Daily Question. It's brought to you by Cart Path Social.
Yeah, #1 indoor golf destination in Arkansas. Christian Olson, Nate Gearhan, two Rogers guys that have founded the facility over a year old now, and it is awesome. It's a great place. You can play over 1,000 different courses, corporate events, birthday parties, you name it, they can do it. You don't have to wear golf attire. It's BYOB. Located right in the heart of Central Arkansas, 122 Grant Place in Lowell. I think it's exit 78 right across from Atwoods. Give them a call, 479-487-3622, or go online to cartpathsocial.com. All right, back to we're kind of where we started the show this morning. We mentioned Hulk Hogan initially, and then we started talking about the executive order that President Trump signed yesterday. Kind of like I said, we don't. I try not to bring up politics on the show, but this very much is a sports story. Just happens to be blended within politics. Is there anything?
Policy story is really what it is. Trying to change the policy of college athletics.
Is it going to hold up? That's the question I keep.
Well, it's an executive order. It's gonna be the law until a court says otherwise. And what it's going to eventually do, I don't know. This would be a Jackie Mock question, or someone that understands until the Supreme Court comes in and ultimately rules. I would imagine any executive order, or really anything probably other than Congress taking action, this is where we're at. But Congress can't seem to get any traction or anything done. So let's use the power of the pen to at least get something. As a college fan, do you see anything in what we've read and our ability to comprehend what's been done in this order that you would be opposed to?
I just have questions more than anything. I get the idea. I mean, it's one thing to have ideas. It's another thing for them to be implemented or followed. Rules and regulations that's what I have. Not necessarily opposed.
Well, these are directives to the Department of Labor, to the National Labor Relations Board. There were other directives in there, but again, there's protection for women's sports. There's protection for non-revenue sports, which I know is a concern. I'm not sure this thing actually went far enough. What we do need in the end is Congress to act, but that's more difficult than an executive order. In the end, the two houses of Congress passing something that's workable would be the ultimate way to solve the problem.
Here's a text from Seth in Fort Smith on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. If you look at what he signed, it didn't really change anything because in quotations it says fair market value. But what the hell is fair market value?
That's a good
if
question.
he sets that. And I have asked that this morning. It was just more words. It doesn't actually change anything at all.
Well, some could make the case that fair market value is what one is willing to pay the other. But I think we understand and can identify what fair market value is. If someone offered you $500 to record a commercial, that might be fair market value. If someone offers you $50,000, would you say that's a bit egregious?
I mean, my talent fee is kind of high,
Well, but if you had talent, it might be. But,
that's just hurtful.
But if you're getting 500 times or 1,000% more than what the going rate is, fair market value, the other way I term that is the going rate. The going rate can't be exceeded by hundreds of percent. That's how I would interpret it. But I don't have a black robe and sit on the bench and make these decisions.
Well,
I don't have a gavel. I should, but I don't.
What's the deal? The College Sports Commission, anything above what was it?
$600?
They have to approve it.
And I think you got to have someone to determine that. But to me, when you say fair market value, what's the going rate? If a plumber comes to your house and the service calls $89, but now running back plumbing, Razorback running back plumbing comes to your house and the service calls $1,500, but does that sound like fair market value? Same kind of thing. You wouldn't pay above the going rate. What we're trying to accomplish here, and what everyone's goal should be, is to get rid of pay for play. That, hey, we're going to put a bunch of money in a fund and the school can hand it out, and we're just enticing people to come to school here. You don't really have to do anything to get the money. That's what's got to go away. Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics. Let me guess, you got out of bed this morning and something popped or cracked or hurt as you got out of bed. I know it did for most of us. That's where QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, can help you. They helped me with my shoulder. I don't even think about it anymore. 4 or 5 years ago, I threw a piece of luggage up in the trunk and something kind of popped and it hurt for a few years. And listen, QC Kinetics took the healing properties of my body, drew blood, spun it up, put it right into the joint that hurt the most, and I haven't thought about it much more since. I mean, it just, and I didn't have any surgery, no drugs, no downtime with it. 479-999-1234 is the number. 999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
Dennis thinks that this action was a start, doesn't know how long it's going to go. All right, Coach Sam Pittman joins us when we return here on a Football Friday.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paid experience or experience in a quarry. Apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because our Kansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanar.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
The summer sales drive continues at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, save up to $6,000 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle, reconditioned and backed by limited warranty. We've got you covered for your service needs as well, with half-off brakes and special financing available for those larger repairs. With our live market painless pricing and non-commissioned sales staff, we're committed to taking the hassle out of buying a quality pre-owned vehicle in the River Valley. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
The difference between an average morning and a Hardee's morning is hearty goodness that lasts till lunchtime. Like Hardee's smoked sausage biscuit. Split Hillshire Farm smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. And our Frisco breakfast sandwich with cherrywood smoked bacon or ham on toasted sourdough. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
A lot of life can happen between sips of Dasani. You know, the life moments, big and small, that are worth getting thirsty for. Like organizing a family movie night under the stars. Or hearing an old favorite song and having an impromptu dance party. Or finding a new dinner recipe that the whole family loves. The crisp, clean taste of Dasani was made for all of life's thirst-worthy moments. Dasani, because life happens between sips.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Storm season is here. Is your roof ready? Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has wrecked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They have the #1 certainteed roofing company in Arkansas. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. Our high temperatures will be well into the middle 90s. A heat index right around 105 to 110. There is a chance of a few isolated showers or storms across the south. Mainly clear to partly cloudy skies tonight. And overnight low will drop down into the mid-70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 36 days.
American, fight for what's right. That's what I think about. 3 weeks away, brothers. It's like an eternity. It's like forever and a day. Because this is the day that wrestling like Hulkamania either lives forever or it's all downhill. Hogan is in the building. You damn right.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You are one good-sized person.
Thank you. Thank you.
One big man. What do I call you? Mr. Hogan?
Mr.
Your
Hogan.
Honor,
Mr.
sir?
Hogan will be fine, definitely.
I'm looking at the size of your arms. I don't believe this. I wish I had anything that big.
Look at this professional athlete in the world today. Look at this.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
So we lost an icon yesterday. Hulk Hogan passes away at the age of 71 years old in Clearwater, Florida. Tom was actually texting Gage Wood's parents. They just arrived there recently. Just thought that was kind of an interesting dynamic. But you called him. I said WWE superstar, and you're like, no. He was an icon. He was
global
much more
icon.
than that.
Yeah, he was. I mean, wasn't part of your childhood, but when I said Hulk Hogan, you knew exactly who I was talking about. Household name, household image. Sam Pittman scheduled to join us in just a few minutes. We'll ask him about Hulk Hogan, who was at the Arkansas-Texas game last year. Maybe there's a backstory or two he could share with us on that. Yesterday, we qualified a few more for the 20th annual Monster Burger Eating Contest with Hardee's and ESPN Arkansas. Another couple chances come up next week on Tuesday and Thursday for you to qualify. You can join us at Hardee's on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith or Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith for another chance to qualify for the football trip of a lifetime. Trip to see the Cowboys and the Raiders in Las Vegas. Going to be a great trip. Everything you need is included, and going to be a wonderful time when you head out to Viva Las Vegas to see the Cowboys and the Raiders. If you can eat a Monster Burger in 150 seconds or less, join us next week at Hardee's for your chance to qualify. It's Football Friday, brought to you by QC Kinetics. If you hurt, snap, pop, ache when you get out of bed, our friends at QC Kinetics can help relieve that pain with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. All you need to do is call 479-999-1234, and QC Kinetics will have a free consultation set up for you. Learn something that can give you the best care and the best case with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. They help me with my shoulder. They can help you with whatever's hurting you that's keeping you from the things that you love. These are regenerative treatments that will work with your body to get you pain-free and back to playing golf, hunting, hiking, whatever you're missing out on that you like. 479-999-1234, 999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
Just got a text. He's going to join us momentarily. Tommy, I did want to, before we get to Coach, I did want to ask you about this. It's not applicable to me, but the bell no sell act, where kiddos aren't going to be able to have their phones this.
This has been a point of conversation in our house.
From a parent standpoint, I feel like that some parents are in favor, some parents are not. I've read both sides to this. I mean, school starting in less than a month. Where do you stand?
100% behind this. I mean, my kids hate it. Don't like it at all. But I think about being a teacher. It's hard enough in work when we have staff meetings where to get everyone's attention to pay attention to what you're trying to talk about, because cell phones are such a distraction. And I think some of it's just habitual. You look at your phone because it's a habit to pick it up and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you felt like, hey, I think my phone buzzed in my pocket? It didn't, but you pull it out because you think it did. We are addicted to our phones, and it's not just the kids; it's us, the adults too. But how can you have productive classroom time if kids are on their phone all the time? So I'm in favor of it. My kids hate it, but I think it will. It's a step in the right direction. It just makes sense, right?
Yeah, the emergency aspect. Well, what if I need to reach him if it's emergency? It's like, well, my thought is you call the office and you tell so-and-so secretary or so-and-so vice president or vice principal, I should say, hey, this is going on. I need to be able to pull so-and-so out of class.
Right.
And there you go. I would think that this would be like a all parent, like 95, 90, but it seems to be less than that. It's getting more pushback than I thought it would.
Because like at my house, the children who aren't supposed to be in charge, but are in too many cases, come home and they're complaining to the parents, and the parents are parroting what they're saying.
Rob says, if you're not for this, you're a lousy parent.
Well, I'm
lousy parent.
I don't know, Rob, you may be onto something there, but listen, you can't, algebra's hard enough. So it's just, that's the thing. I got to help kids through homework and stuff. Thank God for the internet, because I don't understand a lot of this stuff anymore. I struggled in algebra and algebra 2, just like I'm empathetic, but I can't expect him to learn if they're not paying attention in class.
Speaking of that, didn't you say this morning that there's the $8,000 school choice, that if parents want to homeschool their kids, they get that $8,000?
Or you take them to whatever other school.
But I'm saying if you want to homeschool, the parents get the $8,000.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Less than zero desire for that.
And that kid has no shot. I think if to graduate or do anything else, if you were, I think it's fair to say that if you were doing it, that it would not go well.
Well, there'd be certain topics I think I could help. Civics, history, but if it was math, no, thank you.
Random guy says, God forbid if people have to operate the way that we used to a few hours in the day. A guy from Harrison says there's no social skills anymore. It's all texting.
Usually I didn't want my parents calling or coming up to the school. It usually wasn't a good thing if Dad had to show up at school.
Big C texting.
Most of the time. If Dad had to come to school, it wasn't going to end well for me.
Yeah. Big C saying he had to hide his phone during recess. It's one of those things.
We didn't have phones when you didn't have a phone, period. You had a phone that had a cord that went back to the wall at home. That was your phone. Yeah, and if you got sick, you went to the office. And if your parents needed you, which I can't remember very many times, my parents got me out of school for something I wasn't like a doctor's visit or orthodontics or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't, we look for the extremes. So, all right, Sam Pittman going to join us momentarily. We're just waiting on that connection here in just a few minutes. Pradco, an Arkansas company that makes all of the great fishing lures and all the brands like Rebel, Yum, and Booyah that are available to you in Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy. You can find them also at lurenet.com. Go in and get stocked up for the weekend or spend some time this weekend at lurenet.com. You'll find exclusive deals and exclusive baits that you won't find anywhere else, and they'll ship them right to your door absolutely free on all U.S. orders over $35. That's lurenet.com, or find all those Arkansas-made brands at Academy, Bass Pro Shops, Walmart, and your favorite tackle stores everywhere. That's lurenet.com.
Let's take a break and see if we can get with him on the other side. Stay with us. It's the Morning Rush.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain. This is the Morning Rush.
No, hell no.
The summer sales drive continues at Rath Auto Resources. Right now, save up to $6,000 off retail value on your next road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle, reconditioned and backed by limited warranty. We've got you covered for your service needs as well, with half-off brakes and special financing available for those larger repairs. With our live market painless pricing and non-commissioned sales staff, We're committed to taking the hassle out of buying a quality pre-owned vehicle in the River Valley. Just another reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Storm season is here. Is your roof ready? Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has wrecked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They have the #1 certainteed roofing company in Arkansas. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protected by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from refilings.com. Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Here's some exciting news for golf enthusiasts. The Golf Nut is thrilled to announce new arrivals for 2025, including Callaway Elite Woods and Irons, the new generation Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls, as well as a full range of lab putters, including the latest OZ model. Schedule a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators to elevate your game. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue and experience golfing greatness for over 30 years.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I think it's an outstanding schedule. With that, everybody, that gives the University of Arkansas one hell of an opportunity.
It's broken up. It's incomplete. Arkansas wins. Arkansas wins the game. The Razorbacks have knocked off Tennessee, and they're rushing the field.
And I remember being on the plane and saying to myself, all we have is all we need.
Go Hogs. We appreciate all of you. No matter what you write, you're writing about us. Go Hogs.
It's time to...
All right, we're bringing the Hey Hog, Sam Pittman, coach of your Arkansas Razorbacks, into the program this morning via the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Coach, I know we got a lot of football to discuss. We'll get to it, but you had a unique thing happen last year when the late Hulk Hogan got to come in and interact, I would guess, with you, some of your players. Could you maybe take us behind the scenes of what that was like, having one of the wrestling icons here in Fayetteville last year?
You know, it was on game day. Hey, great to be with you guys this morning. It was a game day when he came in. I think he was promoting maybe a power drink or something. And in my office there were in my game day office, there were belts and stuff like that. It kind of helps us a little bit in recruiting, you know, but, so when I had the kids come in, he had his belts and some little trophies and stuff like that in my office. Cause once we went out to the field, obviously, he was going to grab them, put them on and all that. But, I didn't get a chance to meet him. But certainly, understand the pain that his fans, family, and all that are going through. But I didn't get a chance to meet him.
Yeah, kind of unique that he was here. Well, good to catch up with you again. It was good to see you at SEC Media Days. One of the things that's happened since we spoke down there was this, and I don't know how much time you've had to read through this executive order that President Trump signed yesterday. Give us your take and what you know about it, and maybe how it affects the landscape from your chair.
Well, from what I understand, and I'm not up totally on all that, things change so fast, you know, and this will change too, I'm sure. But from what I'm understanding, they're trying to get it to where all states have the same abilities, whether it be an NIL or whether it be high school. I think, you know, where guys are able to pay high school players, our state certainly is as well. I think they're trying to get it all even, Stephen, where possibly the high school players would not be able to get paid until they certainly enroll and are on your campus. I think that's the biggest part possibly of that.
You and I were leaving your local media and then walking towards Radio Row, and you and I were talking about transfer portal and kind of what you'd like to see. Can we share that with the audience? Kind of your vision. Coach Calipari did that down at Little Rock at a Rotary Club meeting, and kind of what he would like to see happen with student athletes' abilities to transfer. What's Sam Pittman's take on where we should land in regards to players' ability to leave one school and go to another?
Well, first of all, I think the timing is the most important. I think before you say how many times you can transfer and all that, I think the timing of the transfer is the most important thing. I think we are crushing bowls right now, team camaraderie for that. We are affecting playoffs right now. You're having to do deals before bowl games and all this because of the portal window opening. Certainly to save the bowls and there's not going to be one time that's going to fit everybody. It just isn't, you know. If you're in the playoffs, it's going to go certainly past January, the early part of January. So I think there's a lot of strength to the January 2 through January 12th portal. I think most schools can. Most schools, not all, will be through with their bowl game, besides the guys in the second level of the playoffs. And then you'll end up having that opportunity to transfer and still get in school, because what we don't want to lose in this is the academic piece of it. We're a university, we're a college, we're an education. Also, you know, football is huge as well, but we're trying to get these guys degrees. And so the more you transfer, the more hours you lose. And you need to be able to get in that new school and have all your hours available to get a good spring semester grade GPA. So January 2 through 12, I believe it will pass. I hope it does. And that, to me, you don't need two portals. You need one. And that way you can know who you have after spring ball. For the life of me, I don't understand how you can go through spring practice and then have a portal open up and then not know exactly what your team is. To me, spring practice is to find out what you have, find out who you have, and you can certainly do that with the January portal. That's my first take. My second take is, I think unless there's just a different situation to me, you ought to be able to transfer one time, and that's it. But I don't think we'll ever get down that road again. I think it's going to be a one portal per year. If we go to one portal per year, I think they ought to be able to transfer SEC to SEC, though.
Let's talk about your football team this year. You said at media days you don't have all the answers at places like wide receivers. Still some things that have to be figured out. But what right now do you feel really good about? When you think about your team and putting them on the practice field end of next week, what do you feel best about going into this 30 days of practice ahead of game one?
I like our levels of leadership on defense. You know, I think you sit there and you have a leader at D-line in Cam Ball. You have a leader at linebacker in Xavier Sawyer. You have a leader in the back end and Larry Worth. I think there's a lot of value into that. We're a big team. I believe we're in the best shape we've been in a long time at corner and in the back end. We needed to get better there, and I think we certainly have. I like our linebacker group. So that would be right off the bat on defense. I think we've upgraded at tight end. I like our quarterback room from 1 to 4. I like that room, and we're big up front. I think we addressed the edge things that we needed with Shaq and Marion Harris and Corey Robinson. I think we addressed that. I like them. We're big on the inside. I like our offensive line a lot. And then you go to the running backs, I like them. Mike Washington, I think Mike Washington is a really, really good player, along with Rodney Hill and Braylon Russell. So you go to wideout. I love our speed at wideout. Just because people don't know the guy's name does not mean that they're not good players. 2 years ago we brought in Andrew Armstrong and Isaac Tesla. Nobody knew who they were. Nobody knew who they were much at all because they were both Division II players. Andrew Armstrong's a 1,000-yard receiver. Tesla goes in the third round. So just because we don't know exactly who they are in the public, you will because they're good players. They got a lot of speed.
You used that term speed a couple times, Coach. Cam Shanks, Raylan Sharp, C.J. Brown. I know that's an element Coach Petrino used a decade and a half ago, and you're alluding to it a few times. Is there anyone else outside of those three guys that has got some burners to him on the outside?
Oh yeah, I mean we've got you mentioned the two Jalen and C.J. The Brown, Mega Blake can run, Andy Jean can run, Antonio Jordan can run, the two slots can run, Sharp and Shanks, they can run, and Mike Washington can fly. And so, yeah, we've got a lot of – Taylor Green isn't slow either, so we do have a lot of speed. Let me go back. When I first came here, we're coming off 4-20. It was hard to get – even though, you weren't paying the players at that point, it was very hard to recruit just because we was coming off of 4-20. So we could get fast guys, but they might be smaller. You go out and get speed, but they maybe weren't ready SEC-wise on their size. Things have changed now. We do have speed with size, and that's what this team has now. We're huge at corner, and they can run. So that's what this team has, maybe a little bit different than some of the teams in the past. We have guys that can run that also have the physical stature to play well in the SEC.
Coach, I want to talk about Talon for a sec. We had Andrew on with us a month or so ago, and he kept preaching Coach Petrino's offense in year two. Talon's going to flourish. Obviously, you'd love for Andrew to still be on this team, but Taylor got hurt in that Tennessee game. Bush League cheap shot by that defensive tackle, and he just won the same after that. What kind of what kind of production could we see from a fully healthy Talon Green under you in year two?
Well, let's go back. You got a guy that's hurt at Tennessee, 40 yards away. We've been playing football a long time at the University of Arkansas. He was 40 yards away from the all-time total record in the history of Arkansas. So now you look at a guy that's healthy, that now he's quicker in his reads. He's a better thrower. He's a bigger, more physical guy. He's year 2 under Coach Petrino. He has what I think are even more weapons than he had a year ago. He's got a better offensive line in front of him. I think when you talk about turnovers and these things like that, I think understanding the offense better, your reads are quicker. I think you become much better in that, and I think history's shown that in Coach Petrino's second year with the same quarterback. I think the sky's the limit for this guy. I really like him. He's a great leader, and it'll be his senior year, so I certainly think he understands that. At the Manning camp, I think he felt like he matched up really well with the other quarterbacks up there, and he has dreams of playing in the NFL as well. So I think it's going to be a big year for him because of who he is and the athletic ability he has, and we've made it a lot easier for him because we've upgraded on offense to give him more tools to use.
How's Sam Pittman doing? I mean, last year you were, trying to get through this thing with a bum hip and had to put that surgery off. I don't think any of us can fully understand what you had to grind through. How are you doing? And I would imagine you've got to be more energized knowing that you've got that behind you going into this season.
Yeah, it's simple as, getting back to who you are and not concerned about, can I make it from this 40-yard line to the next 40-yard line and not having to rely on a golf cart and all that. It's hard to coach off of a golf cart, getting off the golf cart, all that stuff. It's just not fair. It wasn't a good year physically for me and my mind, but the surgery went great. I feel wonderful. You would too. If you really knew about what we have on the football team, hell, you'd feel good too. Speculation. We know what we have, but that's also helped me feel a little bit better too. But thank you for asking. The surgery went great. I feel wonderful and ready to go.
It's best pain pill out there, Tony.
Well, yeah, winning covers a lot of things up, but including hip pain, I'm sure. But I don't think any of us, all of us, if we had a problem, a shoulder, a hip, a knee, or whatever, we go in and the doctor puts us on the schedule. Most of our jobs, you just stop what you're doing and do that. I don't think any of us can fully grasp that. Hey, in a position you're in. And with the responsibility you got to put something off as important as hip surgery and how that just affects who just how you function. I think that gets overlooked when assessing what happened a year ago.
I think if you put it in this perspective, you never can get off a hip. You can't set off the hip. You can't sleep off the hip. You can't walk off the hip. And so, a knee's a different story. You can sleep with a bum knee and all that, but a hip, you can't. So it's there constantly. If I knew now what the old saying, I wish I would have known, I would have went ahead and had it in July because, by the time I had it, I was walking with a cane in the bowl game. Felt pretty damn good, because we was winning. But if I'd known that, I'd have got it done earlier. But feel wonderful and got a good staff and a passionate state. Very, very fortunate. So I feel great about that. And I'm the head coach of Arkansas. I feel pretty good about it.
I would imagine Miss Jamie's pretty happy that you got that thing done too. I imagine that was a relief for her as well.
Yeah, I don't think I'm near as gripey and grumpy, but she's had 38 years of it, so what the heck,
So
she's doing good too.
So you've talked about your schedule and what an amazing opportunity it is, but also to the difficulties of it. Where are the places as you plan around and how you're working your practice plans and all that goes into it? Where are the areas that, hey, we got to be healthy and we got to be good at these points? I know it's one game at a time, but what is it about the schedule? Where are the ebbs and flows you see?
Well, again, you think about going to Little Rock and getting back about probably midnight or so, and then have a road game to Ole Miss. you have to figure that out, and then you go to Memphis the next week. So you're really home 1, away 3, and then you come back home and play Notre Dame. So there's that facet of it. Our road games in the SEC, we will play. We found out we're playing Ole Miss at night, so that makes a different. We'll probably play 2 or 3 road games that night. I wish we'd play at night at home. That would be nice. Last time when we played Tennessee at night, our fans helped us. So you have to go through there, but you kind of have to take them one at a time and figure it out. But the 3 being gone 3 of the first 5, normally you wouldn't do that. You'd want to be at home a little bit more, get the crowd energized, and get the crowd where they understand and know the team better. With the Portal World, they have to get to know the players, and they're more passionate, obviously, when they know who's on the team. But I do know we played Missouri the last game at night, and I'm glad we're able to get a night game with that one.
Do you like this new setup of finding out at least windows of when the games are going to be played much further in advance than the old way?
I do, and as you well know, the better you are, the more night games you can play, and whether it be home or road, basically the network says, okay, how many people want to watch this game? Okay, well, let's put it at night for them. I like that. We can schedule a little bit more preseason wise. Our schedulers can schedule, and we can figure out our practices a little bit around flex time, nighttime, early morning.
Coach Pittman with us here on the Morning Rush via the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Coach, you referenced the Ole Miss game there, and Tommy asked you about the setup. I remember asking you last year at SEC Media Days, like, sometimes it's hard, I would feel like, as a coach to keep your guys engaged on the first 2 games, being what happened in the offseason with Ole Miss and everything else. Arkansas State's wanted to play Arkansas for half a century, so they're going to be ready for that football game in Little Rock. How do you keep your guys focused just on that game 1? That's the only thing we're focusing on, and then obviously when you move to game 2 and not have them look ahead to Ole Miss in week 3.
Well, competition does that. I mean, everybody's still trying to keep their job. That's competition helps that. Creating competition at practice helps that as well. So that's the biggest thing there. Instead of looking forward and all this, you got to look at the guy that's playing second team on the depth chart. That's where we're at now, to where you have to play well, you have to practice well. We have to worry about us and really not the opponent, and depth usually helps you do that, where you're continuing to have to play well at practice to keep your job, and so that will certainly help us. The Arkansas State game certainly is a big deal. Going over to Little Rock and playing it, first coach that's played Arkansas State, so it's just part of it. But the real thing is the competition that we have. You have to practice well in order to get on the field on Saturday, and that's something that we had, that not necessarily at every spot that we had in the past.
All right, Coach, I know you're busy. Last weekend before camp starts, what's that that final weekend before all of the wildness and the madness and the just it all go by in the blink of an eye. What does the last weekend look like for you?
Yeah, well, we had our last workout before we start this morning. The coaches were all still here in the office, so once we leave here, everybody will be able to do whatever they want. For me, I'm gonna stay in town, and I want to hear. I've always wanted to hear Kansas, and they're at the AMP Kansas and 38 Special, so I'm gonna go out and listen to them on Saturday night. Of course, the great Bobby Capps is an Arkansas guy that's in the 38 Special band, and do that, and probably have an old cold beer too, and then Monday get ready to roll. The kids will be in Thursday, and Friday we'll start up.
Does it go by fast for you? Because it seems like the season just is the blink of an eye for us. Is it go by quick?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Once you get into a routine, now you're looking at 12 and 14 hours a day on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday's about 12. But it goes fast, and once you get in that routine, you're just so excited to get your team prepared to go out and be on national TV and play before the great state of Arkansas, the fans, each and every Saturday. It's a lot of fun.
All right, 36 days away. We're looking forward to the opener. We appreciate you taking some time for us here today on the Morning Rush.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, head coach Sam Pittman with us here on the Morning Rush on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. That's where all of our guests join us. Lewis Automotive Group serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. I think when you go back a year ago, can you imagine, hey, you need shoulder surgery, you need back surgery, but you've got to put it off because football season's coming and you have to live through the pain? How would that affect your day-to-day performance or the people around you? I think that gets overlooked a little bit.
What did he joke
from
about,
last
the
year.
irritability? I'm sometimes irritable.
I'm irritable without any pain.
Yeah, without the coffee and everything else. I think he knows, and he referred to, he knows what's at stake and everything else this season ahead. From a scheduling standpoint, it's he didn't make an excuse, but it is, again, said it earlier, third straight season Arkansas's had to open up on the road. No other team in the SEC has done that. Good stuff from Danny West. 20 of the last 34 years you've had to do that. I think the other frustrating thing is, and listen, I don't want to criticize Jerry Jones in any way because he has been so fruitful for the University of Arkansas, but that game in Dallas and giving away a home game every other year, you've at least knocked that out. Hopefully the Little Rock thing, you just want to have, again, he said it at media days, he said it best, I want to play him in Fayetteville. Not just Arkansas State, but any other SEC school, any non-conference opponent. And that also gives you another chance to have another game at night. I know like he didn't come right on stage, but he's not happy about that Notre Dame game being at 11 a.m. He's not happy about some of the other games on the schedule that are either flex or earlier in the day. We saw firsthand Tennessee game. Tennessee wasn't ready for that. And hopefully they'll walk in. Some other team will walk into a buzzsaw at other point this season when Arkansas hosts them this year.
Kansas and 38 special. Sounds like a big weekend coming up.
I didn't know who that
Carry
was.
on, my wayward son.
Okay,
yeah. Dust in the wind. All those things.
Hold on loosely.
Huh? Hold on loosely, yeah.
38 special.
Well, don't tell that to the running backs. Don't hold on loosely.
That was an issue last year.
So don't hold on loosely. Hey, brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. They've got 2 locations, Fort Smith and in Sallisaw, Oklahoma, which means licensed in Arkansas and Oklahoma, which is, I know, it's hard to find an attorney that can operate in both states, and Jackie Mock can. So if you're in Sallisaw or Poteau or Vian listening this morning on that side of the border, she can help you. If you're in Arkansas, she can take on any challenge you got, whether you've been in a car wreck and you're dealing with insurance companies, you've had a contract dispute on maybe home renovations or something with a contractor, or maybe there's a business matter. She can help you with that. And, of course, one of her specialties is divorce and family law, and can guide you through that. 479-769-1505. One of the things that separate Jackie and Matt and the team is they understand that expenses on legal fees are at the forefront of your mind and one of your concerns. That's why they make it easy to understand with flat fees, down payments you can afford, and monthly payments that work for you as well. 479-769-1505 or go to mocklegalsolutions.com.
So we got a text here from Jody and Harrison. Wanted to know what he thought Sam Pittman thinks this team versus the other teams he had. This team I don't think is better in 2021. I think that's fair for me to assume heading into this year. But one of the things about that 2021 team, if you remember, Odom was in his second year as DC. Briles was in his second year of DC. Scott Fountain was in his second year as special teams coordinator. Fountain's, I guess, in his sixth, like Pittman. Briles is Petrino's in his second, and then T. Will's in his third. He
spoke to that a lot in recent weeks about the continuity and what that means. I'm glad we didn't go there again because he's given us that answer many times.
Player continuity is a big deal. Now there's a lot of teams that don't have it necessarily. There's a lot of turnover in the SEC. You look at Ole Miss, you look at Arkansas, whatever. But at least you have some coaching continuity. Now, I'm not going to just paint the brightest picture, the rainbow is that they're going to win 8 or 9 or 10 games this year, because I don't think that's reality. But if you want to look at some positive things, I would say that would be something if you want to make any correlation. Because all we do when it comes to talking about Sam Pittman, at least with the head coach, is, hey, what does it look like to that 21 team? because that's the peak of what it had in Arkansas.
But when we asked him what he really liked most about his team, he went to what side of the ball first? Defense. Talked about Xavier Sori. Talked about Cam. Talked about leaders in the different levels of the defense. Continuity with your coaching staff doesn't matter if you don't have continuity of players. And I think that's what you're driving at there. But not just players, leaders. Players that are going to impact your performance on the field. You have that on the defensive side of the ball. Now, frankly, you need more of that on the offensive side, but it starts with Taylon Green. It starts with some running backs you've had back. You're basically have blown up and starting over at wide receiver. Same thing at tight end. And you got several returners and players that understand what's going on the offensive line. But on defense, I think that's the area, even though you got like most of those players transferred in at some point, you've got a lot of players back that at least understand T-Will and that system. And, listening to Cam Ball, listening to Xavier Sori down in Atlanta, they're willing to run through a brick wall for T-Will. They get that guy. They like the way he coaches them. And I don't think that was just player speak.
No, and listen, Travis Williams, wherever he's been, UCF, Auburn, Arkansas, has got a lot of players that really, really enjoy him. Now, we asked Coach Pittman about the Ole Miss game and keeping his guys obviously locked in for the initial two, because Arkansas State, again, is going to come with everything they have for the Little Rock game. But and we've spoken to this whole time, if you really want to change the entire perception of this season for your fan base, for all of college football, you go into Oxford week 3 and somehow win that game. Like, that changes the entire perspective of Arkansas football in 2025. And again, they've been close the last 2 times. It's not like they've gotten rocked when they've been in there. Lost by combined 8 points. They lost by 1 in 2021 and lost by 7 in 2023. So I don't necessarily expect them to win, but I expect them to compete in that game, no question.
Hey, I want to remind you, next week, halftime is going to be live in Harrison. Join us next week as we'll be at the Region 2 Prevention Conference. That's Tuesday, July 29th. The conference goes from 7:30 to 4 at Signature Bank Community Room. It's sponsored by NAFE, which is the North Arkansas Partnership for Health Education, and by RAD. This important event brings the community together for real conversations on substance use prevention and a stronger, healthier community. And it all starts with awareness. So they'll be talking about that. Breakfast and lunch will be provided. Space is limited, but still room for you at 870-849-7300. We'll be there live with halftime from 11 to 2 next week at the Region 2 Prevention Conference.
I think one of the other elements that we didn't get to ask him about, but that we took for granted, is you had 2 NFL kickers on your roster. Jake Bates, who just did the kickoffs, Cam Little, we saw as a true freshman kick a game-winning field goal in Baton Rouge. Like, this kid was going to do something. Obviously, both those guys, one for Detroit, one for Jacksonville. You bring in this highly recruited kid, Scott Starzik, number 1 kicker in the country. You bring in Cade Ford for, I think, North Texas. You've got a kid in Devin Bale that's a third-team All-SEC guy. It could be up for the Ray Guy Award, which is given the best punter. And then you bring in Cam Shanks, an All-American return specialist from UAB last year. The close games have not gone your way recently. If they have any chance to win them in 2025, I think your punter's going to be there. I think you'll have a better opportunity for a kick or a punt return or two. Tommy, you got to make some more field goals. I mean, how many games?
I think you got to punt fewer times too.
Yeah, you had. I want to say I think it was 4 games decided by one score, a touchdown or less last year. Mm-hmm. I mean, that sounds like probably what's going to happen this year. Is 4 or 5 games that'll be 1 score.
Yeah. Well, I think, it's easy to say it basically every program, but health of the quarterback with a running quarterback and a guy that's going to take off when the pocket collapses and the receivers can't get open, keeping him healthy is the most critical thing. And I know you can, well, what program can't, play at the same level without their quarterback? And I get that, but maybe more so at Arkansas than other places just because of his dual threat and what he brings to not just running but passing the ball. You got to have Taylon Green start 12 games for you.
Think about that. I can do this timeline. 2020, Franks goes out. KJ has to start that Missouri game. 21, KJ goes out. Malik has to finish help finish the A&M game. 22, injury to KJ. I mean, you just go down the year. There's been an injury to your starting quarterback every year. So, like, Sam Pittman has confidence with KJ Jackson. Feels like the quarterback of the future is on this campus already. You hope that unless it's garbage time, Tommy, that you won't have to see him. But as you alluded to, that is important too for the offensive line and for Talon. Talon took some unnecessary hits last year. You've got to it's a give and take because you want the guy to be himself. You want him to get out in the open, but at the same time, like, you are the most important thing to Arkansas football in 2025. And it's not close, so he's got to take less of a beating as well.
All right, got to get out of here and take our last break of the show. I want to tell you and remind you once again, Gaston's is the premier trout fishing resort, not only in Arkansas, but really in this part of the country and maybe in all of North America. When you look at the trout fishing and the quality of the fishery here in Arkansas and the White River, nothing really compares. The trophy browns, the trophy rainbows, the opportunity to catch the fish of a lifetime is there each and every cast at Gaston's White River Resort. They've got 80 private cabins and lodges that are right there on the riverfront. Everyone has a view of the beautiful White River. There's walking trails, there's fire pits, there's all sorts of ways to enjoy their beautiful property. And they got a great restaurant that overlooks the White River as well. Maybe this weekend, even if you're not going fishing, you could hang out and have a great meal overlooking the White River as well. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time, every time.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
With that, I'll take questions just as long as there ain't a whole lot of them.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner. This crispy chicken is from a taco place. This crispy chicken is from a taco place? Hey, this crispy chicken's from Taco Bell? The taco place? This chicken is so perfectly crispy with tortilla chip coating. It's from a taco place. What? It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Roback's got the gear for your perfect summer days.
East Coast summers living on the run. Now the beachfront nights, 5,000 thunderstorms. Won't you kiss me, darling? Tell me that you're gonna stay. Yeah. Give me those East Coast summers, Maryland to Maine. Now the seaside.
Shop polos, hoodies, Q-zips, and much more in the American Summer Collection at Roback.com.
Roback made finding the perfect pair of pants or shorts much easier. They're a clean fit with comfortable premium fabric. They look great on and off the golf course. So shop at Roback.com for the Delta pants and shorts.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action. And with baseball in full swing and football season right around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From MLB, UFC to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the
ESPN 95.3. The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
All right, final segment here on a Football Friday, brought to you by QC Kinetics. Appreciate Coach Sam Pittman, head of our football program, joining us as we round out this week. It's almost the end of July, Tom.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Next, I guess this time next week we'll have closed out a month and be heading to a new one. So QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. They helped me with shoulder pain that just wouldn't go away. I just kept waiting for the pain to go away, and it never did. So I called QC Kinetics at 479-999-1234. They met with me as a free consultation. They showed me how they could heal my shoulder and get rid of the pain with no surgery, no prescriptions, no drugs, and most importantly to me, no downtime. I didn't have time for rehab. I didn't have time for all those appointments. I didn't have time to go through that process. Now I'm pain-free, back to doing the things I love. Whether it's, officiating sports or playing golf or just being in the outdoors, QC Kinetics can help you get rid of that pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder. 479-999-1234, 999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
So as we wrap up today's show, any takeaways from Coach in 20 minutes he spent with us?
Good conversation. He likes his team. I mean, he has repeated that over and over. I don't know that's a new takeaway. He wants us to believe in the fact that they have size. He has quietly alluded to it in Atlanta and again today that they know what they've got. He's excited about what he has as a team. Schedule's tough, but I think this is a team that's going to pull an upset or two. How do you pointed this out in the last segment, how do you not lose the games that are close ones? How do you get the 50-50 balls to bounce your way? How do you not make the mistake that cost you a tight game at the end? If this team can do that, not saying they're going to win 9 or 10, but this could be a team that gets 7, maybe 8 if they stay healthy and things go their direction.
Cole, do you have I'll say pop your mic.
I just love when he says that they're big and that they're fast. I love hearing that because he mentioned how you needed guys that are SEC size and SEC speed. When he says that his cornerbacks, that his secondary is SEC size and SEC speed, that gives me a lot of confidence that they're going to be able to not only shut down the run game and be physical, but also not let anybody behind them in the passing game because we've seen in the past the secondary has been an Achilles heel for Arkansas as well.
Hey, football season is less than in total, less than 30 days away, 36 days for us here in Arkansas, but there's football on the 23rd of August, and you can find all the lines, all the preseason numbers, all the preseason trends that you can look for, outright winners, spreads, totals, and more with the Oakland Sports app. New customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets, 10% profit boost for new and existing customers on qualifying three-leg parlays. It's all with the Oakland Sports app. And funding it and getting your money out is easier than ever. Bet with Arkansas's best sports betting app. It's Oakland Sports.
Is it Nickel State and
Incarnate Word?
Incarnate Word. Okay.
My good buddy James will be the
official,
the white hat in that game.
Nice. Is
ESPN2.
Is that in Thibodeau or is it in I don't know where Incarnate Word is.
It's in Texas. It's in the Houston area. I believe that game is at Nickel State in Thibodeau.
All right. Well, then. No, it's not. If it's in Texas, it's on Thibodeau's Louisiana one.
That's what I said. It's at Nickel State's in Louisiana, right?
Okay.
Thibodeau, Louisiana. It's at Nickel State.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's in Louisiana. All right. Yeah. I thought you said it was in Texas. That's what I was confused about.
Incarnate Word's in Texas.
Okay. All right.
I believe in the Houston area.
Well, that's going to do it for us today here on the Morning Rush. Halftime coming up. Matt Jones, Big C. Probably going to hear some Sam Pittman clips that we just had. Coach on, if you missed that conversation in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast, hitthatline.com as well as our Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. Everyone have a safe weekend. It's crazy how fast July has been rolling by. Just think this time next week, it'll be the end of it. So for Colton Little, Tommy Kraft, Coach Pittman, I'm Ty Richardson. Enjoy your weekend. We're back Monday at 9 a.m.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479